Good morning, guys. I'll just take 2 seconds just to set up. I just wanna be sure everybody can see many people online. I'll just try to bring back some of the pieces that back all in. So just wanna be sure. Okay, so if I bring this back like this thing. I'll try to use like the reference points that I got right now on on my sketch to place it, and then afterwards I will just re-update that. So that should be it, more or less. That's one of the most tricky. So I think I'll first I need like to flip it. That's the thing I kind of forgot with this one. Needed to be flipped. So same thing. So we'll check if that makes sense. I'm kind of confused. I just wanna see if I got like the right angle. I think that's it. That's the that's how it should be placed. So for now, I think I'm gonna roll with that. I completely forgot to put the timer on, so I'm gonna do that right now. Just like trying to figure out where I should go with this. I don't like to be like to finish straight at the end, so. Come on. Okay, so I'll bring back the rest of my parts. Hey, anti-spiral. Thanks, man. How you doing? Yeah, I know. Like right now, it might not be like super exciting since I've spread like some parts through different, you know, Z tools. So right now, I'm bringing some of them back to this current one. So since I'm working on the upper leg part of the sculpt, just don't want to be redoing stuff twice. And yeah, I'll just see. That's one of the main reason if you're going with an approach like I'm doing. Like I try like to put like a color on my new separate parts so I can see through. So right now I know that I can. Wait. Can get rid of this. Oh, okay, it's awesome. Yeah, that's something I do quite a bit, often as well at work, when it doesn't need like so much brain process. If you like, I'm kind of keeping track with other artists or their pipeline. But yeah, it's right now like my workflow is like kind of you know, for me it's like clear, but I mean like the way I present it in those streams, it's like kind of all over the place. So at some point when I get like more further with this sculpt, then I will just do like a recap from start to end my pipeline, maybe like a special stream or something, just to be sure everyone is grasping the whole pipeline, because I feel like this stuff could really I mean quality wise I think it's gonna be pretty much the same thing as you could with different uh, pipeline, but I mean for speed efficiency I think that's where the lies like the whole power of that technique. So I think it's something that could be good for you, and even like the how non-destructive and easy modifiable it can be could be like another thing that it's like quite helpful. So yeah, just cleaning up, and yeah, and since this sculpt was like started before 2008, I wasn't using like a lot of Sculptures Pro, but now that it's out, I'm kind of using some, and with my pipeline, so that will be like a good refresher to show how where it sits, like in a pipeline like this. Mm, yeah, I don't like that. I'm just gonna save just in case. It's sucks. Before, like the top bar, it would actually show you how much memory it was using. Now it's like it doesn't show you. So you're working anti-spiral. You're working in the industry as well. Come on. We're gonna realign this better. Okay, great. Yeah, that's one of the thing. Like, I think to be honest with you, like right now, I think that's a great time to learn any kind of 3D, because one of the thing is like, I notice is like I'm part of like many 3D printing groups and stuff like related to 3D printers, and I see like a lot of people who are just like kind of really liking the whole 3D kind of fever right now. But most of the people in with those printers, they buy like models from Thingiverse or other like free website. They don't really make them, and I think like because right now I don't feel like it really picked up yet, but I'm sure it will at some point with like the rest of the masses, if you like. And yeah, I think if you can work yourself around, I think it will be like super practical. It will be almost like having skills like an electrician skill, like for your own house. Or I think it would be like super valuable in the future to know where what you're doing with 3D, even if you're not like because I guess at some point you want to work in that field, but even if you're not working in that field, I think just as a person to know this, I think it will be like super helpful. It's the kind of skill that will pay off in the long term, I'm pretty sure. One thing that it's great right now, since I'm placing my stuff already, it's I can already tell that this is like way too much noise, for the size that it is. And we need like to simplify this thing because it feels like it's way too detailed. But yeah, it's to be honest with you, if I would be learning this thing like back again, one of the things that I would actually practice, like 2D is like great because even, you know, from here and there, like I'm doing like 2D work, like mainly like, drawing, like drawing, stuff like that, like at work and elsewhere. But and I feel like that's the fastest way to, increase your skill, like your because in the end, like it's basically all the same. Drawing or sculpting is a different medium, but the whole roots of the craft is actually all lies in like in the same spot. And doing those studies in 2D instead of 3D, it's way faster. So You know, of course you need like to be able like to handle the medium to do like the proper studies, but this will come with time. And yeah, I feel like it's a great it's a great way to go. But yeah, like I was saying, if I could go back like in time, one of the stuff that I would really try to invest a lot more time in would be like clay sculpting, because I feel like the fact that you're working without symmetry, but you're still working in a 3D space, I think, yeah, I think it's definitely like something good to already be prepared for. And after that, when you jump into 3D, everything just becomes like way easier. Well, you know, there's always like the learning of the software, but once you actually get over that, it's I think that's it's a great place to be. So, and I mean clay sculpting, it's kind of cheap, you know. It's you don't need like to have like that crazy setup. You need like at first of course like the main gear, like the clay and you know the tools and probably like some heat lamp or something. But still, once you're actually equipped, it's and what's cool about clay is just like if you don't like what you've done, you can always like you know destroy the clay, destroy your sculpture, and then just rebuild it. If you're doing like right now I got some NSP clay, and yeah, sometimes I'm just like you know I just want to practice like a year or something, but it's not like something I want to keep on my shelf or anything like that. So I'll just like destroying at some point. But yeah, it's been such a long time since I did like any clay, so I kind of missed it. But yeah, it's a busy schedule, so okay, slowly getting there. Yeah, I think if you're efficient working without symmetry in ZBrush, it will I guess like it trains you like in a different way. Like, you know, let's just say like for me, most of the time, for some reason when I sculpt I usually like stay on always like on the same side and then apply symmetry. Like, you know, let's just say when I'm doing like a game sculpt. Um I'm actually still always staying, but that's the thing, like by working on two different sides, you get two different angles and I don't know, it gives you like a total different perspective. I guess it's really like 2D artists when they flip the image. It's yeah, it's I think it definitely makes you stronger just to visualize where you're going. So, but yeah, I mean, right now in ZBrush, like that's what I'm doing, like working without symmetry. But that's you know, that's not like the best way to do this. It's really like it was more a challenge for myself than rather like the true like way to actually go do this. So I'm just gonna replace some of that band. I kind of like the fact that it's not like perfectly straight like it used to be, but it got like some kind of bend in it. to be overdoing it, because I know that, right now I think I got something interesting going on like on the other side, and I will probably like do my the whole yeah, that whole thing like on this side, and then move it on, move everything back to the other side. So it's just like, once again, it's more like to visualize where I'm going. So that's where, I'm trying this. Does I like that? Like right now I feel like it's kind of missing like personality, but over here I feel like there's something cool happening, especially with that part right over here. And I'm constantly like reassessing, did I put enough detail, did I put too much. I'm trying like to keep really like a tight balance between how much, should it be detailed versus how much it should be like plain. And I think it's a way easier to add too much detail than that'll just happen. Did a quick save. I hope it's not crashing. But yeah, I feel like it's a lot easier to just go in and add like tons of detail like everywhere, and completely, forget about the balance of detail in your model. And a non-balanced model is like, to me, it's like a 2D art, like a badly balanced composition. It's, for the eye, it's like way too overwhelming. It doesn't feel like it makes you like to have like some kind of weaker uh, overall design. So yeah, it won't work. Okay. I'm trying like to think as well as to make it like it could be like functional. Like if someone would actually build this, how would they? If it, this would be like probably a separate piece. Like right now, I'm just gonna do like an outline. This would be like probably something like that. So if you need like to repair this, then you could just like, detach that part. And if you're applying like 3D print, I think that's a good way to think, because after that, when you assemble your stuff, or you do like your keying and you split your parts, then if it's already with, if I think like already with this in mind, then I could like always like take that part and put like a key underneath, and when I print it, this could be like its own like separate part that would just like slide in and attach to the rest of the leg. But if it's like a part of the same thing, I don't know, like first like composition, it doesn't work out as well. And yeah, if you need like to 3D print it, and then you feel like, in the print like you get some errors because you get too much detail, or there's something going on, then you're kind of stuck with that result. So, and then if you need to slice the art surface in some places where it shouldn't be, I think you're kind of losing some of the sculpt details. And even the yeah, I guess it's too hard this morning to say that. I should just sip my coffee. Ah man, I'd like to see it, but like I want to say believable, but like yeah, it would be less believable. That's what I was like trying to say. And that's the thing. Like I do like a lot of one of my secrets. Like I just don't do like sculpting in ZBrush. I'm super into cars and you know I'm repairing like all the stuff I got home that is like broken. I'm trying as much as I can, like vacuum cleaner to the dishwasher and stuff like that. And yeah, it's like even if I don't want to, I'm like mentally taking notes on how it's built and how it's assembled. So that's why like I know that those things usually they're like meant to be you know their own separate part, but they get assembled together. So I'm trying like to bring that back like in my sculpt, just like if it was like a factory who made that suit. And once they did all the pieces, then they assembled them. Yeah, this I will need like to refine it once I detach my mesh. Oh, one more minute. Yeah, and maybe I'll try like to bring back those fins. I just want to try this out before I finish the stream. Ah. Yeah, you bet design can be like pretty difficult, and I feel like it's the most gratifying and even like exciting part of the whole thing. Because if you can nail down like a really great design, then everything will be, you know, people won't be able quite, to tell why, but they'll see definitely something really interesting in your work, and I think that's the kind of the 2.0 of character sculpting. It's wow, it was like so bend. And yeah, I think it's definitely something to, because at some point I get the feeling that uh, 2D and 3D concept artists will be like one job and not like a concept artist and then a character artist. They will just like merge. So and when you're like doing 2D, then you need those design skills. So I think it's a good thing to be ahead of that once more and try to to push your design skill. So yeah, I guess it doesn't look too bad. And if I, since the whole idea of those fins are just like, since it's like a poisonous kind of character, like Cyborg, that infect people, and I wanted like to look a little bit like a like a rose vine or something, like with spikes that feels like it's like a plant that is like dangerous. So usually you would get like those spikes or something like in nature that indicate that that is like something vicious, or and I feel like those kind of fins kind of reflect that. And I want to make them like tiny because I want to keep the female kind of aspect to the like delicate, and not like something so bulky or as much as I like the new because you see like if you just keep control pressed, then you'll have like duplicates but with the same distance between them. But I'm so used to the old way where I needed like to hold off my control that now like I keep spawning the. So yeah, I think it's gonna be it for today. Like at least like I got an end of where I was like going on this side, so I'll just do like the rest later. So thanks for being there, and I see you soon. Well, see you next week. So have a good weekend. Bye bye.